Looks like we're good. Hello. Good afternoon and welcome to part 20 of our Elden Ring Deathless Randomizer series. We are pretty deep in attempts. Way past 20, I'll say that. But we are well on our way. We've learned a lot. Areas where we had parkour mishaps or boss issues, we've been getting better at. And we're slowly, gradually getting closer and closer to the victory. Yeah, that's all there really is to it. We're on the way. We'll say Merry Christmas Eve to people. It is December 24th. As of this live stream. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, even if you don't celebrate Christmas. That said, we are neck deep in Liurnia. We've got the Imbued Sword Key check up here to grab first. Then we're going to head our way down to Caria Manor, EG, and the churches. We already have Academy Key, so we have a little bit of freedom as to where we want to go first. We can just go straight to Academy. We can also go through Caria Manor if we want to. It really just kind of depends. Like, if we look into Caria Manor and it looks awful, then we can turn around and go elsewhere. If it doesn't look too bad, we can just go ahead and punch through. If it looks equally bad inside Raya Lucaria, then, you know, maybe we have a problem. We're smithing 5 smithing 4s. Do we care about that? No, we already had 4 of them. Hello, hand. Got some bandaggies so we can hit the balloons. That's good. Black Knife Hood. Not going to be relevant on this run. We have a Faith Helmet, which is awesome. Right, I'm looking for smithing ones for our seal. Old Vikes War Spear. Familiarize myself with my build again. We have 22 faith. Yeah, I think we were on the road for more endurance at the moment. One of the big things about Randomizer is you really want to lean on your weapon strength in order to carry your damage early rather than investing in damaging stats. That way you can just kind of rely on survivability. Or you can have reliable survivability through HP and heavier armor through endurance. Rude as hell.
Well,
yo, what up, EG? Nice pink book, bro.
I am an old Chloe, perhaps.
What you got? You have an expensive seed. Oh, I have a Somber 10. Right, I've had a Somber 10. I just didn't have the money for it previously. Okay. I remember that. We were, like, selling off all of our worldly belongings just to get enough money for it. So have I found the Smithing Bell? Not yet. Okay. So we're still on the hunt for the Smithing Stone Bell Bearing 1. Once I get the bell bearing, we'll have access to actually using offensive incantations. Because our seal is currently hard stuck at level 1. We have found a single smithing one so far. Inside of Karia Manor looks pretty tame so far. You can't really see much, though. Can't really see up onto the bridges either. Can kind of a little bit, but we'll be back for that. We've still got a few more overworld checks to do before we head into any sort of legacy dungeon stuff. What? The halberd is a good weapon type. Can't say the halberd itself is particularly good. It's fine. There's the smithing bell. Prayer book. We don't need smithing 4s. Blade of Mercy. If we had a better weapon for stance breaking, I would consider grabbing. We do have a great sword, but we're going to be using the weapon art primarily on this one, which is not very good for stance damage. It's good for overall damage, but stance damage is very meh. I will say, it's got to be better than just slapping on the holy resistance talisman constantly, but what do we got? Bows. Alright, that's 3 out of 7. Great runes, and we're only in Liurnia. This bodes well. I wonder if putting the Pureblood Knight's Medal guaranteed before Altus makes it harder to find. Not harder to find. More unlikely for us to find it, because it could force it to be underground more often than on the critical path. Hello, doggo. Goodbye, doggo. It's an interesting thing to think about. It's like, on the one hand, I really don't ever want to go underground. Underground is not fun. The checks there are repetitive, drawn out, and long. But, I mean, it's also pretty fast. By the time we get there, we're usually very over-leveled for it. There's not a ton of, like, parkour-intensive areas either. Like, there's a couple of spots in Nokron that you could fall, like, into the aqueducts and stuff. But for the most part, it's pretty tame. And I guess, like, the branches in deeper depths, but there's no enemies on them, so as long as you know how to walk in a straight line, you should be fine. String Bloody Fingers. Never something that's really useful. Unless, for some reason, you really want to do Vade's quest line in a randomizer. Can't imagine that ever being a thing, though. Anastasia. Alright. So let's go back here. We're going to get the Merchant and Golden Seed inside. And then I think I'm going to go down to Village of the Albinorics, because I just thought about it, and I'm going to forget about it if I don't go now. And then we can go back to Round Table and upgrade the seal. Hey, Small, what's up? Streamer of the Year? Oh, I'm flattered. I gotta say, you're probably Chatter of the Year at this point. You've been around quite a bit recently. I have to go back and look at my analytics, but you might be my #1 chatter. Just statistically. #1 chatter in my heart, for sure. Naturally. Absolutely. Oh, so yeah, I do have some pretty consistent lurkers. Like I can see in the viewer list when people are here, even if they're not talking. That's Rune Bear. Just gonna play that one cool and hope he fucks off. I'm gonna try and kill that guy. Oh, I'm dismounted. That's not good. Please move. Alright. 15 stream watch streak. Hell yeah.
How can I help?
Literally nothing good. Cool. Goodbye. Alright. Nope, don't hit the merchant, you fuck. Come here. Yeah. You get extra channel points, which, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't have the best channel point rewards, except for the VIP club. Yeah, no, there's literally nothing here. I guess I'll take the crystal darts for an eventual Erdtree burial watchdog run-in.
Safe.
That's really it. Or maybe a Telu to take over and have it mow down some enemies. Yes, that's about all it got. If I had better channel point rewards, the watch streak channel point increase would definitely be more of an incentive to continue coming by. Okay, yeah, we should definitely have enough money to buy stones and upgrade the seal. Yeah. Not for the gamble, yeah, the gamba. Look, I've gotten so much better at Souls games over the years, though. Like, cause that was legit the first Souls game that I ever played. Never played another Souls game before in my life. So you were on the unfortunate end of the true 50-50. But now you can succinctly put points on me and just be like, yeah, I have imperial facts and evidence to put behind this gamba. Ooh, another balloon? Do I care about another balloon? Kinda. Do I have another fan dagger? Yeah. I want that one. Sure. We already have a +10, but sure. We want a +10 to other weapons. We can do it now. Which will hopefully be something in the future, because, I mean, the Gargoyle's Blackblade is good, but it's not that good. And we do have the Death Knight's Long Haft Axe, which is another one that we were planning on upgrading. So... having an extra one would be nice for if we find something like Blasphemous or Sacred Relic. Either of those swords would be good. Euphoria would be another one. That would definitely be worth upgrading. Can't really think of any other big Somber Faith weapons I'd like to run into. Finally got a decent number of flasks for red, while still carrying a couple of blue for casting and weapon arts.
Please, no. No mercies, please. Let the curse take everything.
Okay, dude. Guess we're doing that first. Fuck. We have to go back through the castle, because I forgot this is the run that I killed Gostock before. How do I get there? I mean, I could just go backwards through here, but like... yeah. Well, not there. Well, there's a closer one. This one you can go backward through faster. Actually, we have to go through the courtyard if we do this one. If we go the other way, we can drop down into the pathway before the courtyard. The courtyard's not threatening right now. There's nothing really bad in there except for the lion, which is stuck in a little room up there. Everything else was fine. Do I have anything in my physic? Max HP increase, looks like. Oh yeah, I have Stone Barb too. In the playthrough, I don't plan on stance breaking. I get the stone. It's out of stamina. Nice. El Scorpion. Nice. Oh boy. It's a horror game now. The lights are flickering. I need to do some more testing on why that's happening. I could plug my monitor into my onboard graphics card and see if that's the issue. If it is my graphics card. Because multiple file verifications have already happened. Multiple reinstalls have happened, and it's clearly not the issue. So... but in the same vein, this is the only game I'm having graphical issues in. Like, I've played plenty of other things that I'm not having any sort of problems with, so... I don't know. I think if we die again, I'll turn off the color randomizer, which sucks, because it's like one of the coolest, most fun features to add that doesn't change the gameplay at all. But if that is the problem, then we just need to not use it. So we're at 4 out of 7 Great Runes already, and we haven't even finished Liurnia. Which is pretty wild. My talisman selection is hot garbage. Still yet to determine if the Old Lord's Talisman affects the Black Flame dot duration effect from Corpse Wax Cutter or not. Alrighty. Let's head back to Round Table. Go equip the Great Rune. Talk to Corin. See what incants come from the book that we got.
Well then. It's incant. Very well.
We get Flame Fortification and Heal from Afar. I mean, Rotten Butterflies will be nice to have access to eventually. S-Threads is a good spell to have access to for large body bosses. But we haven't found any of the key ones like Golden Vow, KLS, or really anything else buff-wise. FGMS, nothing like that. Get the Summon Bell. Just go ahead and put up all bell bearings, get these smithing 1s and 2s we need. It should just be 1s, I'm pretty sure I have 2s. Yeah. So we just need 2 smithing 1s, and we can go all the way up to plus 18. Higher if we have 7s somewhere, which I think we do, actually. There's 8. The question is having the money for it. There, yeah, we do. Okay, so if we have the money for it, we can go all the way to plus 24 on the seal. Yeah, we don't have the plus 25 yet, but if we run into one in a shop, it should be relatively cheap anyway.
I'm known as heed those who all the more.
Did I talk to Roger yet?
Name's Roger. Now
No.
I had a little mess you might get. I'm privy to it. You care to learn? Time can move. A little conversation.
Garbage
Something to
and... Okay, well, he gave us a smithing 7. That's really nice. Bale's Flame Lightning's never getting cast, but that's really nice.
Those are the chat fine and well.
So let's sell off all the runes. 22k should be enough, because this should... I didn't buy this one. Holy fuck, I'm so dumb. This should be enough, though, because the seal will be basically free to upgrade, because it's so light. So we'll just have to buy the stones. So I need 2 of those. Two of those. And who had the 8s? 2 of those. Yeah, with 12k left over, easy. Yeah, I feel like the smithing stone situation in this game could have been easily mitigated by just being like a 1, 2, 3. I don't think the randomizer bringing it down to 1 stone apiece would have been even a setting, if that was the case in the base game. But having it be 2, 4, 6, so you need 12 of each stone is A, incredibly expensive, and B, like, extremely tedious if you don't have the bell bearings. Alright, so we have 175 incant scaling with S rank and faith. It's not great, but it's not bad. We got a +10 sword, a +24 seal, and we are well on our way. So Fire Serpent will actually be a very reasonable offensive option now. I don't have any equipment of champions yet. We haven't killed Renala or Radon. Let's go check out Karia Manor first. See what's going on here. Karia Manor's boss we can peek at without having to go all the way up. We cannot peek at Red Wolf, but we can peek at Renala. Get over there. Crab. Ancient Dragon. It looks like it's inside the building, though. And not part of the bridge, which is nice. Yeah, it's fine. You can die for that, though. Enemies around here are all relatively tame, at least. Oh boy. Scarlet Rock Bolts. Isn't that exciting? It would be nice to have some sort of like a Bestial Vitality style incantation for regen, or some other kind of buffing spell would be nice, but take what we can get for now. Alright, what do we have on the bridge? We got El Doggo and a DLC Black Knight. No longer have DLC Black Knights. Damn, that was a lot of damage! That almost knocked me off. Okay. That's a Royal Revenant. Royal Revenants are resistant to Holy, which is what my weapon art does. But we do have a +10, so... Ow. Fuck. Fuck. Has no sound effects, either. Okay, dude. Okay, dude. I'm dead. Seriously? I was stuck on his body. I was trying to roll back past him, but I couldn't. And then I just got fucking shredded up. Couldn't roll to the sides because the bridge was... I'll just roll off the bridge. That second weapon art missing just completely fucked me. That was absolutely terrible. That's a shitty one. I don't know what I'm pressing all the wrong buttons here. Alright. And I was looking at changing the settings around. Right? Ah, it was your whole screen. But I was actually watching somebody else's randomizer playthrough, and there is a soft lock currently in the logic that if you have the randomizer and DLC, or the base game and DLC randomized together, there's currently a soft lock in the logic, so I don't want to do that. It's a bit unfortunate. You can always just cheat engine around it, but that would require looking at the spoiler log, which would just completely break it for me. So I don't want to do that. I could send the spoiler log to someone else, but I don't know anybody else who would be able to look at it on demand and actually be able to navigate it. So here we are. Yeah, that was not a good one. I was not a fan of that. That death felt really bad. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you're just navigating a. It's just a tech. It's like a notepad, but it's just knowing what to look for. Well, run it back. I would love it if the Vagabond would ever start with a small shield. Vagabond has probably the best starting stats for a randomizer. You've got high vigor, you've got a decent spread of strength and dexterity. So you got good, like, Stormhawk Axe is an incredible weapon to start with, and is currently in the lead for thing, but this wooden shield has medium shield parry, which is dog shit. None of these weapons are even remotely worth considering. Holy shit, yeah, no, like, literally nothing else here was even worth looking at. Yeah, we're going with Vagabond. None of these are worth anything either, so I guess I'll just take a Sacred Tier. Righteous Handholding? True. Yeah, I forgot you hold the Clinging Bone like that. Alright. It's the default option because nothing else was even remotely worth it. Plus, we've got the dress, we've got... If we really want to, we can go into the Rolana's Twin Blades at some point, but that's a faith and intelligence investment that I don't think we're really looking for. So... Wait. Yeah, we go light load without it. Let's go! Fashion Souls is... We have the drip bonus, for sure. So we are 2 decks short of wielding the Stormhawk. Two-handed. And, like, 1 strength short of doing it one-handed along with that dex. Oh boy. Nox duo without unwieldable weapon? Nailed it. Just kill me. Alright. Crucible Horde Shield was such a disappointment the first time I got it. Because, like, my first playthrough, and everybody's first playthrough, before they understood how fighting Crucible Knights worked, Crucible Knights were the bane of everyone's existence. And you finally got their Great Shield. Wow! Deathrite Bird, love to see that right there. Then you pick up the shield and you look at it, and it's just dog shit. Like, just actually, like, horrendously bad. It's got 60 guard boost on a Great Shield, which is just terrible. especially now compared to other medium shields. Like, medium shield's got a huge buff, though. But, yeah, its maximum guard boost would be close to 70 when fully upgraded. It was just... it was bad. And it didn't even have, like, a good offensive Ash of War on it. Yeah, all I need is a massive Great Shield to go along with it. And boom, there you go. I am Edelgard von Pressfeldt. Next in line for the Empire of Adrestia.
Then I can also that you're not then wine. I am Karl.
Alright, let's see. We got... nothing, really. I mean, he's got smithing stones. Great. Somber 3 is awesome, actually, so I can't really say nothing. But everything else, just kind of bad. I need to check this. That actually might be a really good talisman for us if it works for the Thunderstorm Ash of War. Stormhawk Axe. That's not helpful at all. Okay, let me just look at the talisman then. Enraged Divine Beast does boost Stormhawk Axe Thunderstorm. Okay, so yeah, getting Enraged Divine Beast at some point will be good. Raises the potency of storms. So that will give us an extra 15% damage on our Ash of War. Huh. Oh, it was turning around. I was like, what is that animation it's doing? There's Fire Knight. Gonna go this way. Through the flickering forest. That just gave me a great idea for a setting for a D&D location. The flickering forest. Can have a mechanic where they walk past trees that just disappear randomly. Could be interesting. Oh, doggo. Bye, doggo. And what's even better is I'll be running Curse of Strahd for our group of friends. Starting probably like next month at some point. And that would fit the campaign theme perfectly because it's a horror themed campaign. So that could be a neat little addition. Somewhere. So there's also a lot of like just open walking sections. So I'll have to put some thought into that actually. Thank you, Graphical Error, for giving me a wonderful idea.
Have you heard
Oh boy,
of the
we've
thing
got
that
like
they
puke
said
green
you
Melina this time.
contemplate
You.
turning to aid you? You need to the foot. Then it summoned me. Ah, I bequeath. Use it.
She's like the
To
Hulk
Dwarf
green.
Summon Torrent has treat him with.
We'll take that. Maybe it's his time. It's just a strength run now. We're gonna level primarily strength for this run because we've got Hulk Melina on our side. Wow, how did that miss? Note self, Stormhawk Axe misses little enemies when they're staggered. It's Charge R2. Specifically, it's follow-up Charge R2. Oh, that puts us in medium load. Let's stick with these for now. The whole point of taking the helmet off was to get to light load. And to not have to wear that goofy-ass looking helmet. Yeah, no, that item's staying. That dog's gonna be a problem. If I can't bait it over here. Okay, well, it's in combat now. So it's at least out of the way. Alright, well, that's all I need. Just need to get down here to get the whetstone knife. In case we wind up running into a smithing weapon that we want to switch Ash of Wars on, we don't have to go back to round table for it. That's why this item's not randomized. It's just a quality of life thing. The whetstone knife does nothing except for make it to where you don't have to go back to round table to switch your Ash of War. Ooh, doggo jump scare from around the corner. But like, the whetstone knife doesn't give you affinity allocations or anything, it's just you don't have to leave. Okay, this dog needs to fuck off. There you go. Go back from whence he came.
Oi! You there? Could you help us out, Khalid? Some clock. You were just. Thank you. I was pushing. I ended up. When they. And so this is all I. Or.
Thanks for the dragon heart, dog. Pardon me, there's a mosquito that needs to die. Alright, and we're back into it. You know, I'm not glad that last run ended, but I wasn't particularly happy with the item spread we had. Talismans were garbage, weapons were just kind of mediocre. There was no real incentive to go into whatever stats I was in. It was more just like a, I kind of like this weapon, I'll go with that for now. And that was it. So... I'm not incredibly happy that the run ended, but, you know, it could have been worse.
Everyone who came.
Oh, hell yeah, she's got the tickle helmet.
You've been heading to storm entice. Well, that.
In case you can't see it very well, she does indeed have a squid on her head.
Can you tell?
Alright, so we need... I think we'll grab the Grace at Warmaster Shack and level up the weapon stats real quick. Got a couple of runes to pop, so I need 2 dexterity. Like, we can just get that real fast. And then have a very strong weapon to carry us through the early game. Like, Stormhawk is probably one of, like, 3 or 4 weapons that you can pick up in the early game that will just carry you through the whole thing. Dragon Scale Blade is another one. That's really bad. But that's the guy from Enter Ellum. Oh! Yo, Gold Scarab's huge, actually. Somber 5 as well. Dancer's Hood! Woo! Completing the drip. Drip bonus is active. Let's go ahead and slap on some heavier pants since that puts us in a medium load. Gold Scarab is an extra 20% runes, probably the best talisman to find at the beginning of the game.
Takes me any intro all I know. Now's the time.
Letta's Sword. Somber 5 we just picked up, so we don't need those. But I care about Letta's Sword. That's a really, really hefty stat investment. That's 10 points in Faith and 9 points in Dexterity. Just for a light greatsword. So, I don't think so. It's a light greatsword. Like, if it was Milady or something, I would consider it, because Milady's, like, variable, right? I can make Milady into a cold weapon, I can make Milady into a lightning weapon, a fire weapon, like, I can't change Letta's sword affinity. So... Milady can also get wing stance if we find it, which, again, you can't change the Ash of War on Letta's, so... it doesn't work. So if by the time we're done with making our way through Caelid, I'll say, and we haven't found a suitable weapon that we want to hard commit to, we'll just go ahead and pick up the Divine Beast Talisman and commit to the Stormhawk Axe.
Well, aye.
Now that's a reason to play a strength build right there. The Verdigris Great Shield is just de facto the highest guard boost in the game. It's better than Fingerprint for just raw blocking. Yeah, except we would want to use a thrusting weapon from behind it, like a spear or a thrusting sword, instead of an axe to go along with it. But yeah, it's actually just huge. Medium shield with parry. But yeah, if we can get up to 50 strength and get the Verdigris Great Shield online, that's just like a legitimate reason to build into strength. And then you can put any great spear, heavy thrusting sword, anything like that along with it. Cemetery Shade? It looks like it, yeah. It might even be the Skelly Bro Cemetery Shade. It's hard to say. Without getting too close. No, it's just a Cemetery Shade. Okay. Where are you? Aeonian butterflies from deer. Okay. It's good for rot pots. We run into some ritual pots. Craft those. Rot's just an incredibly good status effect to have access to. More Somber 5s. Okay. Really don't need those. A 4 would be great, because that lets us immediately get to a +5 once we get to Caelid and get the Somber Bell. Yeah, we're getting a decent bit of money. And there's a ritual pot. So being able to craft rock pots would actually be pretty huge. I mean, we will be able to craft them because I have all the crafting books unlocked, but we'll have to get the materials for it, and I'll have to go back to Kali and get the crafting kit. If I go back to Kali, I mean, buy it from his bell bearing. Oh. Oh my. That's an incredibly early Godric's. So yeah, how do we want to do this? I guess we just go. I mean, I don't think it changes our early game path too much because we don't fight anything until we get to Stormvale, but we just go straight. We don't kill Gostock this time before he opens the gate, and then we just go straight to the tower. I still can't believe that. It's the first time I've done that in a long time. Or I actually locked myself out of Stormvale on accident. And had to go all the way around. That was a lot of items, and none of them were good. Speaking of items that aren't good, the Devourer's Scepter, which winds up being a serviceable weapon once you get to around level 350. And you can have 80 in, like, every stat. Each of its relevant stats, that is. Devour her scepter? I hardly know her. This lingering lightning buff on the axe, by the way, is why it's such a good early game weapon. It's a flat amount of... I think it's like an extra 80 or 100 lightning damage.
Welcome.
Which is insane.
I'm hungry.
When the weapon itself is already only... Alright, we have the Pure Blood Knight's Medal as well. Boom. DLC access. Done deal. Also... real fast. Without any early remembrance money, I don't particularly feel like going into Fort Height yet. So we'll just take a little stroll around, continue grabbing graveyards. Jesus Christ, it's Commander Gaius. Charging pig joke. Oh my god, that hit so hard. Gargoyle's Greatsword's a really good strength weapon. It's like a pretty high A in strength scaling at heavy affinity. And it's just a greatsword. It's got good reach. It's got access to good Ash of the War. Madness Ship drops Big Bone. Also, Madness Sheep just hit me for like 3/4 of a Madness bar just by standing next to it. Oh. All the Blithe armor looks so sick. That's awesome. Sword of Milos is a good weapon as well. Alright, sorry, we have to sack the drip. Like, look at that. There's no sacrificing of drip. This is just a straight upgrade. Look at that cloak. The helmet just doesn't match very well, but that's fine. It's also 50 poise. Like, we're 1 poise away from solid breakpoint. Smoldering Shield, I believe, has no skill, but has Shield Bash, even worse. It's also a somber weapon, so I can't change out the Ash of War, which sucks, because that's a small shield. Like, that would have been great. It's heavy for a parry shield at 3 pounds, but would have at least been a parry shield. I don't need to stop the disgrace because nothing is really aggroed on me.
Might I venture my name? The servants.
Nice
I
hats.
swear my good father decided him. His servants, they've since come. I fear it's please. Would you mind taking a letter to my soul wish, please? Then please.
Oh boy. Throwable gravity stones. Woohoo! A lot of smithing 5s. Got somber 5s, smithing 5s, another somber 5. Damn. It's a little too far away. There we go. Hell yeah. Oh! Don't say or do anything to alarm the Radon. He just needs to stay right the fuck over there. Let's turn around. I should be able to make it through the path before he notices me. Should be able to. I don't know what his aggro radius is like, to be honest. Judging by the lack of boss music and my full health bar, he is not accurate, so. What are these insanely awesome bosses to not have to deal with? We've already seen a Deathrite Bird, Prime Consort Radon, and Fire Giant. It's Phase 1 Fire Giant, which is not the worst, but it's also not great because he can have really big issues with arena sizes. This run is currently blessed as fuck. We'll see if it continues. What would be wild is if I had a bleed weapon that I could kill Grail with. Currently, we don't. We don't have the Black Wetblade either. Strength Run canon. Like, Strength Run is canon, honestly. Also, it's gonna take some pretty wild stuff for me to consider doing something other than a strength build in this run. I'm gonna make it noon so that Radon's not skulking around while I'm trying to run past. Look. You're not wrong, but you didn't have to say it. I would say another solid option, though, would be the Darkmoon Greatsword. Darkmoon Greatsword has an incredible amount of stance damage, but it is a weapon that requires almost 40 intelligence just to pick up. Oh. It wasn't worth it. I think it's got like a 38 intelligence requirement or something, 38, 36 for those two. Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Jesus, man. Just spawn shit under my feet, why don't you? Get the fuck out of here, dude. I'm surprised it didn't dismount me, honestly. If I had gotten dismounted there, I probably would have died. Oh, hello, Hippo. Goodbye, Hippo. Golden Firefly is a good pickup. If we find a foul foot, we can make a golden foot for Grail. Or possibly some other really good boss in Dragon Barrow that can be stun locked easily. Or poison abused. Basically, Rick. If we find Rick, we can poison abuse him. Or maybe Scaly Misbegotten. That's possible. That's probably the only two I would fight straight up in Dragon Barrow. Maybe a Putrid Avatar. Putrid Avatar could be a little spooky though, especially if it's at Beast Clergyman, because not Beast Clergyman, but the Blackblade Kindred in front of Bestial Sanctum, where Beast Clergyman lies. Ruling Shield is a really, really good option. It's strictly worse than the Karian Shield, but it is still just a thrusting shield. Will require a pretty decent investment in endurance, though, because we would want the stamina to be able to block poke. Oh, orange. Remembrance? Why is it always Gloveworts? I didn't turn the color randomizer off to see if that was the problem. Tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. While I have the randomizer open, and I'm thinking about it. Randomize enemy colors. Done. Turned off. It's unfortunate. This is a really fun addition to the randomizer, but if it's causing my graphics card to freak out like this, then I need to not have it on. And if it's not the issue, we can turn it back on for the next time. And I can start shopping for graphics cards, I guess. I'll probably do another full clean install, though, before doing any of that. And maybe just have the randomizer set up separate from Seamless Co-op.
How can I?
See if that's an issue as well. Alright, cheap seed, cheap tier. Good gloves, black wet blade. Okay, so now any regular Ash of War that we pick up that doesn't have an affinity attached to it, we can turn something into a bleed weapon. Urge drops, rush. Christ. He didn't forget his ballista at home. Oh, I'm out of red. Interesting. Damn, that dude just got shot by his own ballista. Do it again, you won't. That's awesome. Back to Beach Merchant. I didn't get the Grace at Kale. Let me go do that real quick. guess while I'm here, I can grab the Enraged Divine Beast and crafting kit. I haven't found a somber one, have I?
Well, you're...
Let's see. Crafting kit, Divine Beast. I can't use it yet, though. I mean, I could, but I don't want to. I don't want to get rid of the gold scarab yet. Gold scarab's just one of those things that we're going to want to wear all the time. We'll swap off for bosses, and then before the boss death animation finishes, we'll put it back on. Smithing force, okay. Good. Burst here is really good. The HP regen tier. Like that. Like 7 HP a second. At these low levels is pretty fucking good. Okay, so we're done in Limgrave. We've still got Stormvale, Castlemorn, Gostock, and Patches. But we'll get to all of those in a due time. Let's go see if we're allowed to zone into Dragonbarrow or not. Hopefully it's not Radahn again. And we just immediately die. So I don't have the vigor to survive a hit like I did last time. It's Bloodhound Knight. I'm not the best at dodging Bloodhound Knight's moveset, but it's a very easy boss. Let's go check Round Table real quick and then head down to Grail. I do still technically need an Ash of War or a bleed weapon to be able to bleed Grail out.
It seems torrent, whereas there is, but I can take gathering. Very let my hand.
So we'll check the Round Table shop. See what we've got there. And this is going to be the... Oh, he's got the Elden Chad hair. Let's go. He's actually got his base chest piece on, too. He's got Blessing's Boon and Catch Flame. Two, like, actually good incants. Bitch. Alright. Somber 6 is good. Lordsworn Greatsword is good. We don't need it, but it's good. Some very expensive kukris, not exactly ideal. So have I picked up any Ashes of War? No. Yeah, the Sword of Milos is the only thing I have that I'm even close to wielding. And I would need 4 more decks for it. It does have bleed. Oh, hold on. This has an Ash of War. Can I undo the enhancement on it? And then add it back? That's good. That's some dank tech right there. I'm not sure if it works, though. It looks like it should.
You're no matter how you...
Ashes of War. Undo enhancement, and then add Shield Strike. Yeah, we can. Okay, cool. Alright, it's a little dank, but we can do it. Just need to go buy the Black Web Blade, and we can turn it into a Bleed Thrusting Shield. what bell bearing this was on. There you are. Alrighty. We can change the Ash of War out when we get there. Don't have to go all the way back over to Hugh. Alright. Let's see what we're working with here. Soldier trying to shoot me. Yep, seed. What boss do we have on the bridge? Gotta be something small. Oh, it's Abductor Virgin Duo. Oh. That's really good for this weapon. If you're not familiar with it, the Abductor Virgins are made of metal. And they will stun after being hit by lightning 5 times. So if I can ever get to a point where I'm tanky enough to kind of sit there and eat a couple of hits from them while I wind up my Ash of War, they will just flop over dead, basically. Now, am I going to be able to run past them is the question. We're going to try. The answer is yes. Okay, so that's 2 pretty exploitable bosses so far. Bloodhound Knight can be easily staggered, but you have to play well. Abductor Virgin just dies to lightning damage, so we'll have to, again, play well around them, but less so. Let's see what boss we have down here. Something big. It is the Jagged Peak Drake. Yeah. It's the one that has the orange lightning crackling on it. It's a dragon. I'm not particularly interested. Also, Jagged Peak Drake has an additional attack in its arsenal from 2 additional attacks. It's got like a lightning, storm, roar, and it's got like a really aggressive wing slash combo thing. If it was just a basic dragon, could be worth considering doing, because I'm very familiar and very good at the moveset. But it's not interested. Who is this? Some sort of NPC. Based on the garb, I think it actually might be Gideon. Because Gideon cosplays as his target now. Well, not now, it's always been a feature in the DLC. It is Gideon, you can see the scepter. Okay, well that's never happening. Gideon's a pain in the ass. But yeah, Gideon cosplays as whatever boss he takes the place of, and he's got the little flower back on. I think that's probably one of the funniest features of the randomizer. But I wonder if it makes him hit harder if he replaces Renala, because he would get Renala's hat, and Renala's hat gives him +3 intelligence. Be an interesting experiment to try out. Blood affinity. Can I craft hot pots? No, I'm missing the toxic mushrooms. Okay. I want to be not heavy load, so I have the good stamina regen. no Foulfoot or no Horn Tender, so... Also should already have one of these equipped for the HP bonus. If you're curious why I'm constantly alternating arms, I'm doing L1, L1, R1, R1, is because if you do the full 3-hit combo, I'll show you here, it just swings slower. 3, and then there's like that pause after. It's actually not as bad with this weapon, but this you can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah. It's actually very minuscule difference on this weapon versus other weapons, so I'm probably just not gonna bother, but... It's a time-saving thing. It's especially noticeable on faster weapons, like on daggers and katanas that you're swinging on horseback. Those are significantly faster if you alternate hands every 2 swings. Well on our way. I'll say this is much faster than the poison trap. I didn't even look and see if there were enemies I could maybe cheese. But at this point, it's safe. Damn. We're still gonna need one more bleed, too. I didn't have a greaser. So if I had like a poison grease or a rock grease, I could have used that as well. There. I really did only need like 2 or 3 more swings there too. Alright, we got 66k. Yeah, there's actually probably a lot of small enemies around rail there, so... Yep. Health. And probably level up endurance to about 20 as well. And then start cranking some strength. Until we get through Liurnia, at least. We probably won't start leveling HP again until we're there. Well, the Pata is actually a really good weapon. It's a fist weapon with a good fist moveset. that has the reach of a straight sword. So that could be interesting. Another orange. Okay, Curse Mark of Death is not useful. It does give us access to a boss, technically, but we'll never find the items necessary to get that boss to spawn. Although, I mean, I guess we don't need the Weathered Dagger and the Black Knife print. Once we burn... Jesus Christ, dude. Okay. The guy over there is the one that shoots the purple bullshit at you, I guess. Is it gonna hit me again? No? Okay. Whoever shot that, your mom's a hoe. I can't even see the person shooting. If I'm going to be building a strength build, I will want some sort of an AoE Ash of War. We have one right here with Thunderstorm. Having a larger weapon with like a Stormcaller or something like that would be better. Something like the Great Stars with Stormcaller would be probably like an insane, like, forever weapon. It's the only one near here. I think I can handle it. Oh yeah. Stormhawk's still got it for the smaller enemies. Drawing room key. I don't know. I am leaving. Let's see if I can break combat by just running up here. Yes, okay. Back to Faroth. Alright, yeah, a good AoE Ash of War would be really nice. A larger weapon with good stance damage would be nice. Something like a Great Hammer or even just like a Greatsword. So we do have Gargoyle's Greatsword for that, which is nice. We have the requirements for it already. We just a two-hand. We do have some smithing stones already, so we get a +6. We do have a +3 lined up for Stormhawk once we get the bell bearing here. But we're missing a 4. We have 5 and 6. At minimum. I'm not sure what else we have. If we have 7, 8, 9 in the shops, I'll have to look, but those are expensive, so it's going to be a while before we're just randomly buying those. There's the Somber 4. Alright, so yeah, we'll definitely be using Stormhawk for a while. Gargoyle's Greatsword could be a consideration later on. It's a little laggy. A little laggy. But ran yourself into a corner, bub. You done fucked up. All you had was some wrist wrap. See if that helps at all. I doubt it. No, didn't even. We're back. I didn't know if you left or not. Well, welcome back. We had a pretty easy time of taking out Grail. Got about 60k for it, dumped it all into health. The usual. Restart your PC. It's fair. I should probably do that at some point as well. I have a bunch of updates queued up on my computer that need to be done. What's up, Bretta? What you got? Somber 7. There's that Darkmoon Greatsword I was talking about, but that's, as you can also see, a 38-inch requirement on it is just not doable. That's 39 levels in int. Or not 39, 29 levels in int to get access to. So that's very much going to be an end game thing if we decide to do it at all. Because by the time we get that much int, we're going to have... Or by the time we're leveling damage stats that much, we're going to be at like 60 vig, 30 endurance, probably higher since we're going to be running a strength build and we'll want to run the verdigris, Great Shield. So probably closer to 40 endurance. So that's 100 levels right there on its own. And the damage stats after that. So the level requirements will be lifted a little bit by Godric's. So we'll have an extra 10 points of each to throw around. Between health and endurance. But still. It's going to be a lot. And this should be a money flush run, since we have the Gold Scarab. Bird.
Welcome, dear customer. Yeah, well, please. I'm hungry.
Hit. Good. There's also a seed, but you can't afford it, and it's expensive for a seed. We have a seed and a tier back at Round Table for 1,000 apiece as well. And Kaled is not looking so hot. It's already Kaled, but it's also been super flickery. Alright, what do we have? Gaius at Exix, huh? Well, that's not happening. Flickering Fleshlands. Yeah, that's... First off, Fleshlands is disgusting. Impaling Thrust is incredible, Ash of War. I'm gonna go grab that. We're gonna come up here and check the night bosses real quick, as well as the incants at the Dragon Communion Altar. So we have a couple of decent ones at Corrin already. Golden Vow and Pest Threads. God damn it. The one time we've decided we're not playing a Faith build and we run into all the good incants. So, I mean, at this point, if we run into Beeblade, there's really no reason not to, unless we don't have a seal yet. But if we don't find a seal and we just find Blasphemous Blade, I really don't see a huge point in going into Faith. Like, Beeblade itself is worth it, but we've already kind of committed to the meme of the strength run in this one. Oh, we were like 2 seconds outside of Nightfall, hell yeah. Alright, who's on the road here? Putrid Avatar? Okay. For the amount of money it gives, it's not really worth killing. You know, it's only going to give like 8k, which is, I guess, just a little bit of shopping money, but it's like 1 level. More interested in the knowledge. Because we currently have Promised Consort, a Deathrite Bird, and some sort of small wandering humanoid over here. And Fire Giant out of the pool in Limgrave. It is... Oh! Crucible Duo? Holy fuck, this run is so blessed. Jesus Christ. There's my Somber Bell. Crystallian Ashes are a really interesting one. Because they have the potential to just solo an encounter for you. If the enemy can't stance break them. But if the enemy can stance break them, they're borderline useless. Because then they just get staggered like a regular Crystallian would. Somber 8. So if we have a Somber 7 in the shop, we can go all the way to +8. Given we have the funds for it, which I don't believe we do. But let's go back and upgrade as far as I can. I'm gonna stop by Hugh first and sell off all my runes.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
$12K to spend on upgrades. We'll probably be able to buy the 5 and upgrade the axe to +5, but I don't think we can buy the 6 and beyond as well. So let's... Or, sorry, we have the 5 already, I think. We gotta buy the 1 and the 2, so we already can't afford the 6. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 4, 5. I need to buy the 3 from Kale, I believe. Yeah, and then we can upgrade. The +5. And 4K should be enough. This weapon's very light.
No matter.
Nice. Let's go get the golden seed for 1,000 as well, from whichever merchant that was from. The sacred tier I shouldn't need. The +4 is enough, I think, at this level. Especially at this level of HP. +4 should be fine. I need to not forget to slot that crystal tier in as well. My physic. God damn it. I meant to buy the seed. And then we're going straight to March. It's about Godric's Great Rune o'clock. I can't imagine any boss that could give us trouble here. I guess like Malekith could with the death and death effects. Or possibly some sort of large body enemy that could knock us off the ledge. Stormwall is interesting. It's a parry Ash of War, but it's kind of a shitty one, if I'm being honest. I think the parry frames on Stormwall are pretty bad. Maybe like a small step up above medium. Be less honest about oh boy, Tree Sentinel. It's a rough fight. Hit that miss. Let's torch Tree Sentinel too. Fuck it. Hard fight. Okay. A blood-sucking crack tier is not something I'm interested in using. At the low cost of 1% HP per second while your physic is active for 3 entire minutes, you too can have 20% increased damage. Again, with Blasphemous Blade, it's pretty good.
The gates! Open the gates!
Yes, thank you for the reminder. I was not too hasty this time. We got the gate open. I'm gonna go back, reset my physic. We'll go activate Godric's Great Rune first, I think. And then we'll go do patches. And then check the bell bearings. That is some enemies up there. Yep. And they can stay the fuck up there. I don't want them. You know, White Shadow's lure is not bad. It's basically infinitely reusable kukris, but the range is so bad. halotrinite, and a crystallian. Ow. My butt. Alright. We're on our way to get Godric's online. Whenever we get... Oh, I forgot to mark off the drawing key. We got that? Boop. I didn't read anything else, did I? Godric's drawing room. Yeah, that's it. And Pure Blood Knight's Medal, but that's in the items over here. Somewhere. I don't know. Oh, I didn't buy it. It's still in the vendor. I ain't going to Mogwin yet. You kidding me? Get fucking blasted going there. Alright. Off to patches. Can equip the Great Rune down here. Boom. 40 free levels worth of stats. Isn't that incredible? So actually, we probably don't need to level up health again until Altus. So we can just level endurance up to about 20, 25 to start with, and then strength, and actually get some damage stats pre-Altus. I will say I'm probably going to use the money from Margit here to shop, and then we can get to some level ups. Oh. It's a pretty decent dex faith weapon right there. Ring. Okay. Let's go check their bell bearings. And then I guess we'll probably do Castle Morn and Fort Height real quick while I'm thinking about them. So I did not stop and do Fort Height when I was there. I didn't have any HP yet. The Gostok has RKR, which is incredible. The Windy Crystal tier is a trap. It doesn't say it on here, which is the most bullshit part about it. It says enhances dodge roll, which is awesome. Who doesn't love having a better dodge? Gives you extra iframes on your dodge. Excellent. Makes you take 30% more damage as well. Doesn't say that anywhere in the description until you look at this. However, damage taken is also increased during the concoctions effect. So if you just read this part, oh, dude, that's awesome. But if you don't read that part, yeah, blasted. Okay, we got both the Sanctified and Glintstone Wet Blades here, as well as another Somber 6. Which I think I'll grab the 6 now, since we have the money for it. And then I'll spend the rest of whatever I've got here for cheap seeds and tears. Possibly any kukris if they're cheap. Fortunately, all of my seeds are fucking expensive. 4K a pop. No boy, they do have a 7 though. So with that 7, we could go all the way up to 8, but I don't have the money to buy the 7, so we'll cool our jets on the 7 for now. We'll just go up to +6 and get through the rest of Stormvale.
I took you no matter how you're up.
And hopefully we'll just find a 7. But let's go do Fort Height and Castle Morn first, and then Stormvale Castle. So in order of progression here, we want weapon upgrades, then we're going to level up endurance. I'm not leaving this guy alive. Absolutely not. Pockets. Okay. You're gonna be annoying, so we kill you too. I don't have to play nice around here. I can just one-tap basically everything. The +6 somber weapon. You shouldn't technically have this kind of power until capital. 8 recruits, hell yeah. Bewitching Branches for Commander Niall would be great. Reduvia is an awesome weapon as well. Big fan. Love a Reduvia. It's got bleed buildup. It's a nice quick dagger. That's also the downside of it. It's a nice quick dagger, so it's flinching potential and stagger damage are negligible, but the bleed buildup is nuts on the weapon art. Red Hot Wet Blade. So we'll have fire affinity available. Fire is a good strength affinity. So we find a weapon with good stagger potential that we can use along with the verdigris shield. Oh, hi. Not dealing with that. Press L2. Alright. Down to Castle Morn. I have to go back and see if there's any talismans in the shop that I could put in that pocket. So at the moment, nothing really. Companion jar is completely useless. Savage Lion's Claw. Okay, so that could be really good for NPCs. NPC bosses, NPC invaders. Savage Lion's Claw is pretty incredible for that. And we have a greatsword to put it on. In Gargoyle's greatsword. So that's good. We just don't really have the smithing stones to keep up with the Somber at the moment. Also, Stormhawk Axe is really good against NPCs anyway. Like, they did nerf the poise damage on it a bit versus smaller enemies in 1.09, but it's still really good. It just doesn't completely, like, fully stun lock enemies anymore. needs to dodge. Oh. I'm glad I killed that, actually. That gave me smithing 7s. Well, a smithing 7. So that's a good source of those. Hey there, Mr. Runebear. I'm glad you're not the aggressive one on the bridge. It's the guy beside you. Not that it would matter. My goal is to go off this bridge anyway. But in a safe manner. That is Rolana. Rolana should be pretty free. She's weak to lightning. It's raining. I don't have a way of parrying her, which is unfortunate. It's my preferred way of fighting her. But that's what it is. I don't know what was in that building, but it is pissed. Hopefully the scaling is kind to me, because Rolana is a DLC boss, so there's just the possibility that the scaling could be completely fucked and she just two-shots me or something, but I highly doubt that at this level. Leon and Rolana. I'm just gonna buff my weapon now because she won't be able to... Like, I won't be able to effectively get that off in melee range. Okay, she's being cringe. Yeah, the scaling is kind to me. I may just phase roll through this. Nice combo extension. Yeah. Far too tanky for this boss. Oh, she didn't stagger, I'm sad. It's okay though, it's raining. So that fire damage did actually nothing. I believe she hasn't staggered. She didn't stagger a single time. Bruh. And I was prepared to fight her all respectfully and shit. And then she was just like, no, I only deal 3 damage, so you don't have to do that. I was like, alright, well. Sorry, I guess. You gotta do the Rusty Key check as well. And then we'll go to Godric. I guess I'll grab this Grace to show that I've done the check for myself later on. Otherwise, there'd be 0 reason that I come this way. Ooh, that's a good weapon. That's a good tech weapon to keep in the back pocket. Sure. Hey, get down here, flying motherfucker. Russo. $1 whole. Stop flying every time you get near me. I is so mad. Oh, I fell. Right onto a Somber 2. Oh. Oh, hey, it's my flying skelly friend. Okay, well the bird fell, so I don't think it's ever coming back up here. Vanilla rusty key. Love to see it. Can't teleport out while I'm in this room. Okay. We can drop a quick level on the endurance bar here and then make our way to Belgium. I'd expect that to still say medium load. Oh, it's because I had the extra 5 points from Godric's Great Rune. Got it, okay. Be a hammerhead shark. Let's do it. I really think Devonia was meant to be a boss in the DLC. But for whatever reason, they just removed her boss health bar. Because she's got so many cool moves between the aspect of the Crucible stuff. She's got the Crucible, like, Bloom. She's got Devonia's Vortex. She's got the Centaur Hippo feet thing. Like, she's got so many cool things in her kit that are completely unique to other Crucible Knights, but for some reason she's not a boss, but Siluria and Ordovis are. Ordovis also has Ordovis' Vortex, but Devonia has the same thing. She's got her own version of it. Oh, speaking of Devonia, hi! You're following me. Hopefully you stop following me. I don't want to fight you. At all. Yeah, if Devonia sneaks up on me here while I'm like... Oh shit, she is. Okay, time to run. Sacred Scorpion. Not particularly useful. That's the extra holy damage. There's Lightning Scorpion, I can see it, but I'll be back for that item. I'm gonna go reset Devonia along with the rest of this courtyard. I'll do it. Motherfucker, get up. Nailed it. Nailed it. Okay. I didn't see anything else particularly enticing in the courtyard. Like, there was no... like orange items or other big blue items or anything, so just gonna take a quick peek back at a couple items here and then head on to Godric. Banished Knight Engval. Okay. Yeah, there is a blue item over there in front of that, in between the basilisk and the dog, in front of that one thing. So I think I'm going to kill this doge. Grab that. Yeah, if it's just the Abductor version, we should be able to kill it very easily with this weapon. Very weak to lightning. And that's kind of what we hope to do to the Abductor Virgin duo on the bridge in Dragon Barrow eventually. I thought that was another Crucible Knight for a second. That's just a monk. Hey, Nefelli. Thanks for lending me your weapon here, by the way. It's been pretty good to me so far.
If I ask you, the winds from certain as fellow down whatever.
Balls! This motherfucker's adding underscores and shit to get around my filtered phrases. I've got like cheap viewers, cheap followers, best viewers, stuff like that. All those are filtered, so they require mod approval before they can go through. It's not like they're just instantly banned, but like it requires mod approval. Motherfucker, get off my neck. Okay, so either something dropped a Somber Pour there, or there was one on the ground already. Either way. It's good to have another one. I'm trying to think of, like, what's a good Somber strength weapon that we could get that's actually useful. Because, to be honest, most of the good strength weapons are just smithing weapons with the heavy affinity on it. Because even stuff like Axe of Godfrey, I mean, I guess Ordovus' greatsword would be considered one, but it does require at least a small faith investment. Also, how many blue flasks do I have? Just the one? Good, that's all I need. I probably don't even need that, but it's nice to have. Alright, let's see what we got. Got Knights Cav, I think it was. Classic Knights Cavalry, showing up fucking everywhere. This is Matter's music. Wow, you would stand up right above my head. You bitch. Back here. bonk your horse again. There. I will say the gravestones are getting in his way a lot, which is really nice. Ghost Flame Call.
That is golden. And one day
Eh?
we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
He got cut off because I exited the area of it. Get fucked. Hey, welcome to Liurnia. Why isn't Arena there? I wonder if she'd be there if I had sat at the Grace. Hey Tops, sorry that you have an item. And you don't move whenever you stand up so you can get infinitely comboed. Wow. I actually kind of feel bad about that now. I murdered a man and all he had was $1 in his pocket. And, you know, his entire soul. Gun to your ass, shoulder charge. Well, yeah, boots cost more than $1. Like... you just gotta think about this logic. Which is lower of a crime? I mean, neither. They're both murder.
Oh, don't.
It's both bad. That's the wet blade for heavy attunements. We'll grab that as well. If this winds up being a glove board, I'm going to be really unhappy. Okay. Okay. I mean, if we were going to use a strength-based ranged option, the Lion Greatbow is probably the best one. Except for, I guess, like, a Clawmark Seal Stone of Garank, or just straight up a Golem Greatbow. Okay, Freya's Greatsword is actually pretty huge here, because Freya's Greatsword gets a bonus to red main battle skills. So if we put Savage Lion's Claw on this, it will be stronger. Pretty sick. Same goes with regular Lion's Claw and Flame of the Redmanes. So I think that's going to be our Lion's Claw machine. Dragon Hunter's Great Katana is also something we're going to want to level up for dragon bosses. But we're not quite there yet. I'm going to go back to Round Table. We're going to buy the Somber 7 and upgrade the Stormhawk to +8. And I guess if Ronnie just put a Somber 9 in the pool for some reason. We have the Moog tier. Not particularly interested. I forget who had the Somber 8. I'm gonna have to sift through all the shops for that. Let me go ahead and grab the Pureblood Knight's Medal while I'm thinking about it. So I already forgot that we didn't have it in my inventory earlier. But I marked it off on the list. Somber 7. We already have an 8. Nomadic 5, and Tops is just a spell shop, so he's not going to have anything for me. Ugh. Infinite Kukris is great, but at 2,000 apiece, it's not so great. Which is really unfortunate. Alright, let's upgrade the axe to +8. And be on our merry way.
Those are the Chalifine and what?
And we get a little bit more into events. They're still actually pretty low level. We have 35 vigor, but the stats are being hard carried at the moment by Godric's Great Rune. Oh, it's piercing. Oh. It's not doing that much damage. That exciting. It's a good Holy Ash Boar. Ironically, works better on things that are not Twin Blades, which is what the Asher Boar specifically mentions. It's like, oh, it gives a bigger bonus to Twin Blades, or has a unique attack string when used on Twin Blade. Which is true, it does have that, but it's not good. Just because it's unique does not make it good. You can make a peanut butter and ketchup sandwich. It's unique, but it will be disgusting. Mostly because ketchup sucks. Yeah, Tibia Mariner? That's free as hell. We're definitely killing that. Ooh, got some remembrance money too. Yeah. You are very tanky. That, but okay. Clearly I didn't. $16K and a new incanted Dragon Communion. That's the big kicker right there, is the new incant. That's the real reason I stopped here. Obviously the extra money's nice for a boss that free, but the extra incants is what I was after. Drop a couple more points in endurance when we get up top here. That's one of the things that I love about Godric's is people always talk about how, oh yeah, it's really only ever 20 free levels because you're hardly ever in a build that wants all 8 stats. And that's true. You are hardly ever, I would say at most you're getting like 5 free levels per stat of the relevant ones. So for me, my relevant stats are Vigor, Endurance, Strength, Dexterity, and to an extent, Mind. Those are my 5 stats. So I have 25 free levels from Godric's. People are like, oh yeah, it's 40 free levels. Like, yes it is, but those extra levels in Faith, Intelligence, and Arcane are doing nothing for me, really. But what it does mean is that those 5 free levels that I've put into, let's say, the 5 free levels from Dexterity, Vigor, Endurance, and Mind are now 20 levels I can put into Strength that I didn't have to put elsewhere. Eventually. Obviously, right now I'm still leveling up Endurance, but, like, once I would have to put 5 more points into Endurance to get to the 40 that I need without Godric's Great Rune, which in turn means I have less Strength. Again, eventually, once I start leveling up those damage stats. I probably want another 10 points or so of endurance before I start leveling up any damage stats. Naga Kiba and Halo Scythe. Those are 2 like S tier weapons for Faith and Dex builds. What kind of projectiles do I have? Oh, that's a shame. I wonder if Ruin Fragments will go far enough. Incredibly, yes. Yes, it does. But I have to be a lot closer. Yeah, that missed. Look, Halo Scythe's just a really good weapon. The weapon art is one of the best spammable Ashes of War in the game. I will sacrifice a Kukri for whatever item this is. It's not worth it. It was 4 root resin. Yeah, the Halo Scythe, I don't have the stats for it to show it off, but it does... Well, actually, I might. No, I'm 1 faith off showing it off. Oh well. I suppose I don't have a helmet that gives +1 faith, do I? No, it doesn't look like it. It's going to be int and strength, that's going to be int and endurance. You swing it, and it creates a ring of light that kind of hovers in the air for a second, and then fires forward. So enemies that input read a lot, or just to have a good ranged option is what it's really good for. Because they'll input read the initial cast, and then the ring's going to kind of hover in the air for a second and then fire forward. Yo, EG is pinked up again. Alright, there's Academy Key. Ding. Now that I think about what happened last time, I really should have just, whenever the Revenant teleported behind me, I really should have just sprinted for the elevator. Instead of trying to actually fight it. I just figured since I hit it for half its health in one swing, I should have been more than able to just finish it off real quick, but it just narrowly dodged my second hit, and then I never got the chance to attack again. Between its flailing bullshit. Thanks, Combug. Nailed it. Twice. Ooh. Oh wow, those are really cheap. Ooh, Sacred Tears. Ah. For a total of 1,000 monies. I'll take that for sure. And another seed. Oh. I'll say I honestly found very few sacred golden seeds compared to Sacred Tears. Like I did have one additional Sacred Tear from my starting gift, so we've technically only found 7 out of 12. But 7 out of 12, and we're just now starting Liurnia, is a lot. But the fact that I only have 8 actual flasks. Alright, well there's a seal to cast incants with. So we'll have access to Golden Bow and other such excellent things. So I mean, I guess if we find a good faith weapon, we'll consider respecking. I suppose. But it would have to be, like, exactly Blasphemous Blade or Sacred Relic Sword. I don't really think there's anything else that would be worth it. Like, if we find the Inseparable Sword, it's not really going to be worth it. Maybe the Candlestick Great Hammer? Halo Scythe? Not at all, no. It's got a great Ash 4. And it's great for L2 spam, but it's not, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it personally, as a primary weapon. Hey, Az, Merry Christmas to you too, my friend. That's okay. You got the message across. It's a thought that counts. Lopter. Uh-oh. Angry Lopter. Exactly. And they have to go along with it because of the implication. It's such a stupid bit from Always Sunny. I can't say I'm the biggest Always Sunny fan. I'm really not. I didn't really enjoy the episodes that I did watch, personally. But there are some bits that are funny. Same thing with, like, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and The Office. Like, there are bits that I found funny, but the show overall, eh. Hey, this guy's got a Halo Scythe. Yeah, like, I have a couple friends who are really big into it. They're like, dude, you gotta watch the show. It's so funny. It's like the funniest show I've ever seen. And, like, they're like, it's just a show about shitty people doing shitty things. And I'm just like, that sounds dumb, but alright. And I watched it, and I was like, yep, sure enough. Like, there were some bits that were funny, but, like, the show overall was just lackluster is the word I would put on it. For how much I was told, oh, it's amazing, it was definitely not worth watching the entire way through. I gave it like a good 5-6 episodes, and I was like, no, it's alright, it's just not for me. Which is saying a lot, because typically I'll give something like a full season. Because, you know, sometimes you gotta set up. You gotta set up the plot, you gotta introduce all the characters. Alright, cool. I will sometimes give something an entire season in order to see if it's worth watching, but I just couldn't with Always Sunny. Nidra's Flame of Frenzy. Oh, we also need to go check Matter's Remembrance at some point. Before we pop it, just to make sure it's worth. Yeah, like, I've heard people who will be like, oh, I gave it like 2 episodes and I thought it was dog shit, so I just didn't watch it. I'm just like, you're really not giving a show enough time, especially if it's a long-standing one. Like, if you've got a show that's multiple seasons, and the first couple episodes, they need like a pilot and a couple of other things to introduce, A, all of the characters, and B, the general premise of the story. 2 episodes is not really enough. I get that too, though, Small. I'm not a TV watcher in general. So it's got to be, exactly, like, I've got to be able to just sit down. Like, there's got to be a reason for me to go watch it. Like, I'm not just going to plop down on the couch and watch a TV show. That's just not going to happen for me. Unless it's already on the TV when I walk past, when I go to make food, someone else is watching it, and then I just kind of watch half an episode while I'm eating. Like, there's no... I'm not just going to sit there and watch a TV show anymore. I would much rather be playing video games. Ooh. Okay, that might be worth picking up the summon bell for. Yeah, let's go grab that. So, I am personally not a big fan of utilizing spirit summons in a playthrough. But what Stormhawk Dean does, which actually disincentivizes me to play a Faith build now, because we do not need Golden Bow anymore, is whenever it's summoned, it gives you a 20% damage buff and a 20% reduced damage taken buff, all together in one little package.
I count very well.
And it lasts for 60 seconds. So it's not quite as long of a buff as Golden Vow, which is 80 seconds, but it is significantly longer than the Commander's standard buff, which is the same buff, 20%, 20%, but it only lasts like 30 seconds. So it's a stronger buff than Golden Vow, but for a shorter duration, and typically you're not reapplying buffs mid-combat, so it's not worth your time to recast it. But in this case, I think Stormhawk Dean is very much worth it. It's one of those things where you like drink your physic, summon the bird, dismiss the bird, because again, spirit summons get in the way a lot. But if you just dismiss it after you summon it, you keep the buff. The buff doesn't go away. Interesting that these have much lower poise, but much higher negations. Well, either way. We're past the poise breakpoint that it matters. I guess I can equip the Flame Drake. Fire damage is relatively common in this game. Alright. Back to... let's do Kari Manor again. We can L2 our way through stuff on the bridge this time, because the Stormhawk Ash of War actually has a decent amount of hyper armor attached to it. Like, you gotta get hit relatively hard to get knocked out of it. Bitch. Oh, dear Lord. Hi, friend. I'm gonna go the opposite direction of you. Quickly at that. Burge and a Grave Burge. Okay, I'm going this way. That item can chill. It could be a Somber 9. It'd be really unfortunate if it is, but I'm not dealing with that shit over there, so... Edie's what Edie's? Curse Blade. Stamina regen or something. That's definitely something that's changed as I've gotten older. Like, I don't just sit down and watch an anime anymore. Like, and I feel like some of that is a side effect of me streaming a lot. And by a lot, I mean when I have free time. It may not seem like I stream a lot because I'm only here like 3-4 days a week, but it's just when I have free time from other life obligations. Do I have anything? I have the Bullgoat's helmet. That's a little too heavy. Not too much too heavy, though. A couple more endurance points, we can wear that. We can have a beard. But like I used to, when I had like a day off, I was like, you know what? My friends recommended that I watch X anime. Maybe I'll watch that. Owen's Halberd. It's a good strength weapon. Up to her over there. Okay, there's a big hand at the end of the walkway here, which could be problematic. Do I have fire pots? Giant's flame fire pot sounds like a good time. Let's throw that. So you see we have the damage buff here. Oh dear, you're already mad. Oh, I'm so glad there's a wall behind me. If this little ledge wasn't right here, I would have just gotten pushed off the bridge. Fuck yeah, dude. You can stay. Yeah, that was... I was not expecting it to push me like that. I was expecting it to get up and just do some sort of like a slam attack of some sort, but it just did a little crawl forward. And I was fully in the hyper armor animation of my spin, so... Well, the fire pot did its job. It didn't do enough damage to kill. So, yeah, honestly. Like, that would have been... That basically would have been the death knell for anything that did not have a range option built in. So, like, I would have probably just gone and, like, upgraded Dragon Hunter Katana or something. And I probably should do that still. Upgrading Dragon Hunter's Katana, because it's... Like I said, it's a projectile built in, and it's a really good one at that. Its AR total is not great, but just for overworld exploration and quality of life, it's probably one of the better weapons in the game to just have on deck. Two of these little fuckers. Get stunned. But yeah, basically would never come to Karia Manor without a ranged option. Like a strong ranged option. Realistically, I shouldn't anyway, but... Alright, who we got? Who we got? Rebuild my weapon. Refill my blue. Rock and roll. A dom. Okay. Hard fight. Really glad we prepared so much for that. We'll hold the money to shop at Padilla, and then we'll head to Lucaria. Probably another 5 points of endurance. So we're at 20 now, which puts us at 25 with Godric's. So a total of 30. And then some strength. Well, endurance right now is really only stamina, because I don't have heavier equipment to wield. Whoa, what did I just kill? What did I just kill? What did I just kill? Eagles. Eagles drop stacks of 5 kukris. Holy fuck, that's value. Grab. Alright, eagles are goaded. Noted. It's always the eagles. Though, to be fair, birds have a larger item drop table than others do, because they drop both drop bones and feathers, and I think their feet as well. So they have 3 separate items on their drop table. Smithing Bell 1. Everything else is garbage. I guess the Moraes Mask gives you +1 arcane. Yeah, no, the eagles... Eagles are also the most common bird throughout the Lands Between, to be fair. So it makes sense that we see them the most often. So I'm sure if the puffins were more common, we would see them more, they would pull through more, but the eagles are definitely the most common. So I think I am actually going to cool it on the endurance for now, because I don't really have heavier equipment to wield. Maybe if I level up a couple more just to get the Bull Goat's helmet, then we can level more strength. Because currently, our strength is in a sad state of affairs. For a strength-focused build, we have higher dexterity at the moment. But that's just because we needed the dex requirement for the Stormhawk Axe before we got Godric's Great Ring. So we definitely want some more strength. Sooner rather than later. Okay, we're getting close to max power flasks, which is pretty crazy. Is already what now? This would be +9. Yeah, 9 out of 12, and we're not even into Altus yet. Looking good. I don't think it will, but I'm wondering. No, it definitely won't. I was about to say, oh, does the game have a contingency for you getting extra flash tiers? But there is a maximum because you can get more in New Game Plus, but it's still hard capped at 12. Which I think is annoying. Like, if you can get more tiers in New Game Plus, I don't see why they wouldn't let it increase. We got Mogs and another Somber Cape, which we don't need. I'm gonna reset the enemies there. I don't think I grabbed his bell bearing either, so let's go back for that. Yeah, Moog's Great Rune. So that's 2 out of 7. We have access to capital.
Have a safe.
Still in combat. Off to the Academy of Rea Lucaria. We'll see what they have in store for me here. But I will say the axe kind of matches the helmet, just in terms of color. And I do love that it's called the Stormhawk axe. The back of it is the eagle, like, face calling, and then the blade itself is the wing. It's a really awesome design. All right. A couple of cringe enemies at the door here. Love to see it. Oh, hi. Connected in a way that you could hear it over there. It's unfortunate. Okay, this blast go off while I'm not in line of sight. Good as fuck. Yeah, we can dual wield axes now. Oh yeah, 1-2 range. Yeah. It's just funny. I've actually been playing, I don't know what struck me the other day, but I decided to load up FE8 for a little bit. Played that for like 4 chapters, and then closed it and started playing FE7 instead. And I'm currently living through the early game gripe of I don't have any 1-2 range weapons left, because I've used all of them to breaking. Out of javelins. I just picked up more from a shop and I'm out of money now. But I have like no hand axes, 2 javelins, one of which is almost broken. I'm like, bruh, this is brutal. It's a tough one. And I've been kind of Iron Manning it, so I just let Guy die. Because he did a great job on the Merlinus chapter of keeping Merlinus safe, and then he got killed by the only map in the game that has ambush spawns. Ambush spawns are a terrible mechanic, but it is what it is. Yeah, you got jumped by a, like, brigand and a nomad spawned out of the forge to the bottom right corner. The brigand hit him with, like, a 30% chance to hit on the axe, and then, he had, like, 3 health left for the nomad shot at, like, 70% accuracy. And that was the wrap. If he wanted to live, he should have just dodged, honestly. But he served his purpose in the run anyway. Yeah. If I wanted to live, just don't die to gravity, forehead. If I wanted to live, just don't fall. Hey, what's up, Chris? Welcome. We are back in the early game again. We got Margaret. Okay. I forgot to Stormhawk. Both buff my axe and summon Dean to give me the buff. Stab up, please. That was so fucking early, holy shit. It's so sad that that's such a short fight, because that soundtrack goes so hard. Divine Beast Dancing Lion might be my favorite track in the game. We got still heavy load. Try one more. Nice. Alright, medium load with the bull goat. And my favorite fight? No, absolutely not. With the introduction of the DLC, I think Midra might be my favorite fight. Then Melania. After that, there's quite a few. Radagon is a really fun fight. Messmer from the DLC was definitely a highlight, like for sure. He's definitely top 5. I'm not saying Messmer was a bad one, but I think the overall theme of the Midra fight, soundtrack, the moveset, it's just such a badass fight. The Avatar? Oh yeah, for sure. I was maybe a bit harsh on Hippo when I called it like bottom 3 for me. Because Hippo's definitely not that bad now. But I still don't like Skadootree Avatar. It's one of those fights that highly incentivizes you to know, like, how to abuse it, rather than just having a good readable moveset. There are some attacks that you just have to run away from. You can't even dodge. You just have to run from. Like I mean, you can iframe some of it, But there's no clear telegraph as to when you need to dodge. You just have to know the timing for the spikes coming out of the ground. So, Hippo has had enough of a nerf. Like, they changed the hitbox on its charging grab to the point where it's not so bad. Oh! Sir, did you calm the fuck down? Dog, I need you to do the same. Yeah, Messmer's one of those fights that I have... I don't think my opinion of it has changed a ton from when I first did it, which is rare, because I typically analyze fights incredibly wrong when I first do them. Messmer was an awesome fight, but typically I'm overly harsh on fights to start with, and then I wind up having a better opinion of them later on. Things like Dancing Lion, still not a fan. Dancing Lion's not a good fight in my opinion, but I would definitely say I like it better than Metter now. Whereas I definitely would have given Metter a higher score than the Dancing Lion in my very first playthrough of the DLC. Messmer's one of those fights that's kind of stayed good for me, but never really got better, in my opinion. Like, I don't think any higher of Messmer, knowing its moveset now or anything like that. I think whatever enemy was up there dropping the boulders died. Leda? No, absolutely not. Alright, let's see who we got. Ghost Flame Dragon. That's fine. Ooh, Ghost Flame Dragon. Oh, okay, we do have sound effects. Never mind. Let's see. Ghost Flame Dragon. You get a lot from sound cues on dragons, especially because they fly off screen so much. Dagger. Nice. Let's get Thunderstorm in the face. I don't think that's headshot, actually. Oh, how did that not hit the head? It's kind of bullshit, but whatever. How did that miss too? Sucks. Ow. We're seriously alive, so. Yeah, it sucks. Like, the range is not great, but it's such a good weapon. Oh, Ravina. Ravina in water with the lightning weapon? Take those. Need to rebuff the weapon. Or I'm not rebuffing damage. Oh, big stagger. Regen some stamina here. Since I don't have the stam regen, talisman, or tier. So many phases. I need to run. I need to run. Okay. Alright, 6 1 here. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I missed this week. Swoop. Shoot. Bye. Dodge, dodge. It's a little too late on the dodge, but I was free to buy my actual war, so to be expected, I suppose. You're being so cringe. Good. Decked us right. Okay. Not exactly useful, but here we are. Okay. Ramina's a fun fight. Could have been absolutely decimated by that butterfly explosion. So this thing's hit like a fucking train, but we only got hit by like one of them. So, alright, I think we're good on endurance for a bit. So let's get some damage finally. And I guess we're off to Precipice. We've done everything else. We can go check the single incantation Turtle Pope has, but we're not even in a faith build, so it doesn't really matter. Always try and kill that enemy so I don't have the stamina cost on my sprinting while I'm running through here. Because depending on the enemy, it can chase you for quite a while and you just drain stamina as you run. Is that orange? Looks orange. Okay, got more guts. So that's 3 out of 7. And another solid option for a late game Great Rune. If we ever get to that point where we are losing a good amount of value from Godric's, then it is an option. Can't believe I'm actually getting use out of the Enraged Divine Beast talisman. It's gotta be a first. Another Somber 8. We're still on the hunt for a 9. I think I might go level up Freya's Greatsword at some point as well. I have to decide. Do I want to use the CGS because it gives a boost to the Redmane Ashes of War? Or do I want to use the Greatsword because it has a better moveset and it's lighter? Because I could also... I'll probably wind up using the Greatsword instead. Because it's got... I can probably use something like Impaling Thrust with it as well. Whereas you can't use Impaling Thrust on a curved Greatsword. And I may not even be able to use Impaling Thrust on that. Ah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Basilisk. Oh, he jumped off the cliff when it spewed its little death cloud. That's incredible. I have not found another tier. I have the blood-sucking tier. I mean, honestly, the HP regen tier is probably the best pairing for it at this level of health, but I don't think it's enough to counteract it. And I'd rather not be actively dying for 3 minutes while I have my physic on. For just a 20% damage bonus. Remember Fire Giant. That's only 30k, I believe. Deathbed dress. Whoa. Oh, these projectiles are going to hit me all the way up. Never mind, it stopped. But in the one run that I've ever done that the deathbed dress would have been useful, I forgot to pick it up before I burned the tree down. So, just never got to use it on the summons only run. He didn't walk into it, I'm sad. Well, that's rather obnoxious. Sir, I need you to move. Are you kidding me? That projectile hit me from all the way down there. Saw a white thing on the wall and I thought it might have been a Somber Stone. I don't think there's a Somber 9 pickup anywhere in the world, but I guess. It's a Messmer Soldier. Let's not mess with that. Okay. Oh, motherfuckers. Body blocking the goddamn walkway. Get off the stairs. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Unbelievable. And neither of them had the decency to fall down. Alright. We're 500 off a level. I've got that in the pocket for sure. Pretty sure something died in the distance, so this might be enough. Yeah. Let's try. You know, in the grand scheme, we are actually pretty low level at this point in the game. Level 50. For the fact that I'm about to be an Altus. Well, we're gonna have to kill Radon first, so we'll be a little bit higher, but this plus Radon is only like 90k, 100k with the Gold Scarab. So, can't see what the boss is. Kind of see the boss there. It's Clean Rot Knight Duo. Okay. Oh my god, I'm getting railed. Fucking destroyed here. Jesus Christ. I stood in the rock heaver on the ground to try and kill the guy, but then he just like took half a step back out of my range. That is a big problem with this weapon, which is why I've been more and more looking at upgrading other options, because Stormhawk's great when it works, but the range is just such a problem. It's like Starfist. Starfist's like one of the best weapons in the game for scripting encounters. But the moment you can't reach something is just, it's Jover. Like, you're not hitting the boss, you're not dealing stance damage, you're not scripting the fight. So, it's tough. We have the Grace, and go Radon. Open my door or something, it's fucking hot in here. 1 second. A little airflow in here. I guess I'm gonna have to stop at the Grace over here to level up. Right. Getting swole. Yeah, so my options are Golem's Halberd. Ata is actually a pretty decent option. The Dragon Hunter's Great Katana, Freya's Great Sword, and the Gargoyle's Great Sword. Those are all my current options for alternate armaments. I'm leaning toward Dragon Hunters just because it's got the built-in ranged. If I had something like Vacuum Slice or Stormblade or something like that, I would be leaning much more toward the Guardian or the Gargoyles Greatsword instead. But for the time being, Dragon Hunter's Great Katana should level up damage-wise much more on strength than dexterity until we get to about 40 or 50, and then it starts leveling up better damage off dexterity instead once you start hitting those soft caps while two-handing. So, something to think about. But I also need to find additional Somber Stones of those types. So I'll need to find another 3. I don't have another 3, and I don't think I have another 6 either. So it may wind up being the Gargoyle's sword anyway, just because I have the smithing stones for it. All the way down to plus 23. And plus 24 if I have another 8 in a shop somewhere. A duelist? Oh boy. Yeah, we can summon the fellow for this one. Why not? He'll probably be dead by the time they get there anyway, but... Balls! Oh, Blythe's gonna get there first. Never mind. Oh! He armored through my spin with a grab. Bruh. Damn, and then he got flattened by Blythe. Butthole bandit. Oh, I don't have any FP. Sure. Stop. Might be a little slow. Now we got it. Are they fighting each other? How was that? I saw a red name for a second. Also, it was not too late. Got a solid 110k for that. Huge. You are very purple, Blythe. Lord. Let's go 25 strength and start leveling up some more HP, because we're about to head into Lanedale.
Was my whole existence just
A pretty good Ash War. Sacred Rings of Light is just strictly worse than the Halo Scythes. Miquella's Ring of Light, though, so... Gives us option for Sacred Infusion, I guess. But we already have the Sanctified Blood Blade, so... Sorry, Alex, your death was in vain. Damn it. I was really hoping that was going to be Valiant Gargoyles. Thanks for that. It's true. Spent too much time monologuing. But he could have just tried winning instead. Tier puts us at 11 out of 12. Like, we're almost capped on flash tiers now, which is pretty huge. Radagon. Can't be mounted other than that. We're just endlessly fire spells at me. I can get behind this wall here, and that should help. Be the blue. Is that useful? I feel like it might be useful. I'll have to look at it when we land at the Greystone here. I think it's like plus to strength. And possibly storm increase too. But it reduces the healing of flasks. But my flasks are already really OP for right now. But that's probably not an issue. Let's see. Divine Invocation heightens the intensity of storms alongside strength and dexterity. So what's the downside? This is the better question. Let me look up how much it reduces the flask by, because it's all different amounts. Divine Beast. That one... Reduces focus by 45. Reduces restorative effective flask by 9%? That's so free. 9% is like nothing. I was expecting like 15 or 20. Hell yeah. For plus 3 strength, plus 3 dex, and plus a percentage of increased damage on my primary damage source. Absolutely. Yeah. Embracing our inner beast. Plus, it's not the oversized one that like takes up. It's like an actual helmet size. Also, I didn't realize there was an item check back here. What was this? Nice. Some heavy Bloodhound Claws with Braggart's Roar might be a decent weapon, actually. Exactly. A real face versus the mascot helmet is a very accurate portrayal. It's a mask versus a fursuit hat. Okay, now there's a weapon that's somber and has better range. But Bloodhound Fang is definitely better on dexterity than strength. So if we don't find a better option, we may wind up trying it, but for now it's on the back burner. Alright, what's our night boss over here? Is it not nighttime? Maybe make sure it's nighttime. It could be like 5 a.m. about to be day and it just despawned or something. No, that was deep in the night. Could be Invisible Assassin. Some maybe like a mimic tier or something. Oh, it might be Watchdog. Are you the boss? You are the boss. Okay. I mean, I'm done. Watchdog. Should be pretty for the fight. No, gonna get bonked. Didn't get bonked, it's okay. Okay, it's a little too slow for that. Okay, good. Huh? Literally mid-roll? Can you not? Okay, dude. Kill! Fuck's sake. Fuck. It was really annoying. Mostly because of the terrain. If he didn't want to die, he should have charged in right after I just fought a really annoying fight. That should not have been anywhere near as close as it was. Fucker just refused to stagger. But to be fair, I don't think I ever hit it with like a charge R2 or anything, so my bad for expecting it to stagger. Who is fine? Yeah, if I had lost there, I probably would have just been done for the night. Honestly, just that's sad. If I had just died to a burial watchdog because I was playing like an absolute fucking idiot. I don't want to find Stormblade. That's a good blanket statement to put on like any run, but Stormblade is also a Storm Ash of War, so it would get boosted by the helmet and the talisman too. And I would very much rather run like a Gargoyles Greatsword Stormblade than the current Stormhawk Axe situation here. Heck, even Freya's, but the, like, a larger weapon than this, with better reach, and better strength scaling, honestly. A heavy Gargoyle's Greatsword would go hard with Stormblade on it in this setup. Okay, I did not get the grace up there, but I don't think it matters, like, at all. There's a dragon. It's a glintstone dragon from the zone after Estelle, where you would normally go marry Ronnie and get the Darkmoon Greatsword. What do we have up here? We've got Metter and Balls. Yep, we got Metter and Balls. Sure. Balls Sentinel. Oh! Oh, please don't kill me off that. Oh, oh. Jesus Christ. One tap dismount off my horse into another smash was not on my bingo card for what that interaction was going to be. At least Balls was chill though, because we only got hit by Metter a couple of times. Balls, if Balls was on point, we definitely would have died. So we need to thank Balls for being the average Overwatch player and being off the point. We appreciate that. Alright, well that's capped flasks. So we just need to get, like, flask effectiveness. So we just need to get more seeds now. Yeah, it was an old meme, but it checked out, I think. Oh, hello, Mr. Freya. What would you like to give me, Mr. Freya? Glovewort. Hell yeah. I don't know, Marvel Rivals is the new hero shooter. Would that have been a more apt comparison? A more topical comparison, rather. No trebuchet hit. Still waiting. Okay. It's 4 out of 7. Looking good. We have access to mountaintops. Yeah, it's things like, yeah, you're saying it's good because you like hero shooters. That's like me saying Elden Ring's good because I like Souls games. If there's someone who can't even get past the first boss of Dark Souls 3 and refunded the game after trying for an hour, and then I try and tell them, oh yeah, Elden Ring's like the best game of the last decade, you should buy it. It's like, yeah, but I don't like Souls games. Well, in that case, it's not for you. Because this is absolutely the epitome of Souls games, and it doubles down on the bullshit on a lot of bosses compared to other games in the series. Ooh! Oh yes, that is significantly better than the Fire Talisman. So we have 40% physical damage negation now, which is huge. We're even tankier as we sit here and just obstinately slam L2 in things' faces and abuse hyper armor. Alright, what do we have here? Is that Dancing Lion? I'm not particularly interested in fighting Dancing Lion, so Dancing Lion can stay. Especially since it only drops like 12k. How dare you? Okay, we have a parry shield finally. Awesome. It's my favorite. My favorite soundtrack, but soundtracks are randomized, so... unfortunate. Sucks to suck. Better luck next time. Plus ratio, etc. Okay. Stopper 9. Sorry, best I can do is a smithing 4. Alright. Off to the merchant, and then DTS. Alright. Buckler's probably the best thing we could have found for shield anyway, because elsewise we're looking for Karian Retaliation, which is much less likely than just a small shield. Fourth Warrior Armor any good? It's worse than Blind. Yeah, I guess we'll just hang on to it for now. We're looking for some thicker armor, like the Verdigris set, Bull Goat set, even Radahn's. I don't think Death Knights counts. It's currently the best pants I have. Like the Young Lion set from Prime Radahn is pretty heavy. Verdigris and Bull Goats are the two big ones, though. I thought the merchant despawned for a second. I was like, oh. Thought I had to talk to him first before the boss could take his place. Have a seed. Good. Infinite Smithing 2, or Somber 2s we already have. Vikes Dragon Bolt is meh. Alright, nothing good from the merchant. I have enough in my pocket to... Oh, let's go check the Fire Giant Remembrance before we pop it. Because that'll be like 2 levels once we pop that. So let's make sure it's worth our time.
Holy fire, you have now to become the thing as become.
Thanks for the pulley bow. Rotten Breath, while good, is not useful for me. Dex Talisman, also not particularly useful. Another Smithing 8 is useful, though. Inferno Crozier is a great strength weapon, but I'm not particularly interested in using a Colossal that weighs like 24 fucking pounds.
I've decided.
Go ahead and head to Altus, buddy. Actually, I have another prayer book. Let me...
I can happen. That, it's incant. Very well.
Poison Armament Frenzy Burst, I think, was added. Nothing good. Setup game's gotten fast. I mean, yeah.
I thought you'd the felly
It's
lived
a-
I found it and you were the one to make good use of it. I don't intend.
It's something I've practiced quite a lot before doing this run. Because I just love... I would constantly be playing randomizers off stream. I do have an additional 6. Hold on. 2... So I'm missing a 3 and a 7. Oh, I have a 9! I didn't even notice I had a 9. Alright, hold on. It just feels like setup to get to the DLC, yeah. I mean, that's good. No, I bought a Smithing 8. I have a Somber 9. From somewhere. I don't remember where I got it, but... Okay, so I have the Bell Bearing for 3. So we have that. So I'm missing a 7, and I can bring something all the way to 8. Or 9. Which, if I wanted a Somber weapon, would probably be the Dragon Hunter's Katana. Because Gargoyle's Greatsword and Freya's Greatsword are the honorable mention to Bloodhound Fang as well. Bloodhound Fang is also a fine weapon, but it's not necessarily a good strength weapon. It goes much better with dexterity. Sword of Milos is also okay, but it's not really that good. And its Ash of War changes your heavy attacks to something I'm not the biggest fan of. So... Dragon Katana is pretty even strength and dexterity, so I think it'll be a fine option for now. It'll fall off in the later game once we start getting better stats, though. We'll want something a little bit better, in which case we can maybe run with like a quality Nagakiba or a quality Gargoyle's Greatsword and go into some dexterity at that point. But yeah, it's... I don't have a thrusting weapon yet. No thrusting swords, no great spears, but we're still quite a bit off from the strength requirement on Verdigris Great Shield. So can't quite Great Shield abuse yet. I'm just wondering, I think I might, if I have a 7 in the shop somewhere here, I think we're going to switch to Dragon Hunter's Great Katana. So let's find a 7 before I commit to buying the 6. Okay, nothing on those. That's an 8. That's my only other 7, it looks like. Okay, so we're minus a 7 currently. There's not one in the base shop either. So... I guess I'll stick with the Stormhawk at plus 8 for now. Were there any other golden seeds I can go ahead and buy too? The more expensive ones are okay now, I guess. Also, I want to grab some pots. Since we've got the money to spare on it, we can pick up some of the more expensive seeds now. But I would like some growing pots to make some sleep pots. That's not what I wanted. I'll throw all those again. Menuing is hard. The Stormhawk axe? Oh, whatever could you possibly mean by self-control over that? What meme could possibly be centric around the word hawk? I don't know what you're talking about at all. Rent-free in the brain and nothing you can do about it. It's highly unfortunate. If we're stuck with Stormhawk for now, until we find a 7, I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab... I think I'll just go ahead and bump this to 9 then. Just give us the best odds as we go forward.
I didn't want me doing much. Just lay out.
Because we can still get the next weapon to +8, which will still be very good. I should have sold the rest of my runes to Hugh as well.
Well, I took you no man to lay out your own.
44K. It's good. Yeah, like it's literally just the range that's a problem. So we can work around the range. It's not a big deal. Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. But literally the first Deathless run that I did in the base game, I used the Stormhawk axe from start to finish. The first successful one I did. It's like, this weapon has got legs. It's a good weapon. I just think there are better options now, especially since it's been nerfed. One, its big niche that it had was that its weapon art would stun lock smaller enemies through the entire combo, and the poise damage has been reduced on it, so they typically get free after the first 3 swings, and it won't true combo into the follow-ups anymore. And that was already the case for some boss-type enemies that were flinchable by it, but not... Most bosses typically wouldn't stay stun-locked. Especially since a lot of bosses come equipped with a move that has some sort of hyper armor. Alright, well that's not going to follow me into the boss fight, so I don't have to worry about him. Who is our boss? It is Blackblade Kindred. Okay, we already... Oh, that was the other one. Never mind. Initial buff on this. Alright. Let's tango. Damage I expected it to. That's good. Just keep an eye on him. I can unlock during swings. This is the follow-up hit. Should do it. Boom. We'll hold the corn tender for Marge, I think. One more got. Lion Imp Head. Life Force. Oh, it increases your vigor by 2. That's interesting. Okay. It's no +3 to strength and dex, though. Say that. It said life force clings to him. What does that mean? That was much easier than I expected it to be. So I'm glad that went well. I'm gonna go ahead and get Vig up to 50 in capital here. And then we'll only need like 5 more points going into the end game. And then we can focus solely on endurance and strength for that. Yes, we're doing pretty well, yeah. We're into capital. Getting ready for Morgott. Might do sewers as well while I'm here, but it really depends on our Great Rune situation after we get to the Morgott replacement. Sat there. Poor guy just gave up. Oh, I think these are the guys that drop tiles and kukris. No, these are the guys that drop spinning sevens, I think. Of course, he didn't drop anything, so. Oh, nice. Getting some late remembrance cash now, which is not the best. It's much better to get early on. I mean, it's still nice. It's a few levels per. This will be like 2 levels. But I'm more interested to see if it's a good item instead. I think I would grab a pretty good talisman from it for 40k. But outside of that, it'd have to be like a pretty sick weapon. Get up. Data room 3 is pretty high. I think that's at least 5 digits of runes. Crucible pants. I think those are heavier than what I'm wearing, for sure. Oh yeah. Big pants. The dream weapon to find right now would definitely be something like Great Stars.
I for bringing here, and thus I shall farewell. I shall leave. I wish you luck. You have. I have no.
And then eventually finding some sort of a thrusting spear or heavy thrusting sword to pair with the verdigris shield. I can mash my attack button harder than you can, sir. Get fucked. Also, cringe bleed mask. Hell yeah. We're gonna come back for resetting at this grace anyway after we kill the enemies over at the tree and check the alternate round table. Nice input read. Alrighty. Let's get a whole bunch of item checks and round table here. I'm looking for Somber 7. We're looking for better weapons. We're looking for better talismans too, honestly. Talismans are okay now. We picked up the Dragon Crest +2. But I would like a better functional talisman than the Gold Scarab. The Gold Scarab is just good value, but I would like to have something for like a harder fight, possibly some damage output, or something like that. We picked up so much money in capital. Holy fuck. The obscene amounts of runes that we picked up. Gold foot for Morgott, so you can maybe hold the tender for Fire Giant. Sold all of my money before we left for capital, and look at all the runes I've picked up already since we got here. That's crazy. Alright. Meant to craft sleep pots. Well, currently sleep pot. Hoping we find some more crack pots somewhere. I think there's one more item check if we jump down over the banister on the body down there. Yeah. Actually, there might be a couple more down here. Oh, wow. Well, I did say something about a spear. That qualifies, honestly. It's got 13 arcane requirements, so we need 1 arcane. But it's not only a poking stick, but it's a bleed poking stick for double the cringe. We can turtle behind a great shield and shield poke with bleed all in one. It's pretty nice. Hi. Forgot there were enemies in here. Bro. My neck. Okay. Back up to the ramparts. Actually, I really should go back to round table. We can check the remembrance real quick and sell off the rest of my money, level up before we go to the boss. Also, we have the Equipment of Champions from Radon that I haven't seen yet. Millicent's prosthesis actually might be worth it. It's got the multi-attack buff, too. As much as I hate spending 40k on a talisman, that's pretty decent. And the +5 dex works with these quality-ish weapons that we have. So it still has a D in dexterity. Let me go upgrade the Dragon Hunter's Katana with what money I have. Before I sell off the rest of my runes. Let me go buy a 3 and a 6. And upgrade that as high as we can. 3... Wait for the 6. Hold on.
No. Oh, don't pay me. Just lay out your...
Dragon Hunters. And then I need you to buy my money. Yeah, just go ahead and dump the rest of it into big. Capping that off at Capital right before Mountaintops is not a bad idea, honestly. After this, I think I might take a detour to Volcano Manor before we go to Mountaintops. Since we have the drawing room key already. We've had it since, like, key item number 1. Almost. Which I'm pretty sure our first key item pickup for this was Godric's Great Root. Which is wild. Man, that just kept getting worse. So we can put the crab to sleep. And then run past the rest, but those abductor virgins are not great, being honest. Alright, let's just go. The problem is this one is really in the way. Yeah. Oh fuck, I'm gonna get flopped off the ledge. Yep. I was pressing dodge whenever that thing opened up. I don't know why I didn't dodge the grab. Well, it's about that time anyway. I am hungry. And it's about time to go make dinner anyway, so that's it for tonight. We'll start off fresh next time. Merry Christmas. I know it's Christmas time for you in the EU over there. So Merry Christmas. Hope you enjoyed. I'll be back probably maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have plans outside of Christmas with family in the morning, so, and then dinner. So I might stream sometime tomorrow night. We'll see. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today. An unfortunately sour note to end on, especially in a run that had so much potential, but that's what happens when you make stupid mistakes on the tree. Should have just tried to kill stuff, cleared it out. The boss probably wasn't that bad anyway. But anyway, yeah, as always, until next time, take care of yourselves, stay beautiful, and don't do the thing I would do. It's a short list. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. If not tomorrow, then Thursday. Until then, goodbye, and Merry Christmas.